Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope all of you are doing well. Today, I'm going to be reviewing Batman Forever. Uh, the Batman films, I have to say, are pretty interesting because at one point or another, uh, there was a lot of cast changing and script changing. At one point, we could have had actors like Marlon Wayans and the late great Robin Williams in these films. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Now, Batman Forever, I believe we were going to get a third Batman film by Tim Burton, but there were some issues and it led to Joel Schumacher taking over as director, and we see Val Kilmer playing the role of Bruce Wayne and Batman in this. And we're also bringing in Chris O'Donnell, who would play Robin and would go on to star in the sequel. It also stars not Michael, what's the actor's name? Um, yes, Michael Goff, who plays Alfred. He would actually play Alfred through all four Batman movies. And we have Tommy Lee Jones, who plays Harvey Dent, Two Face. And then we have Jim Carrey, who plays the Riddler. Nicole Kidman is in this as well. And we have Drew Barrymore in it. And the actor who plays Commissioner Gordon is in this as well. The same actor who would go on to play in all four Batman movies. So him and Michael Goff are pretty much the only two actors who would star from the '89 Batman and go through up until Batman and Robin. But then they've all both actors have passed on. Yeah, Batman Forever. Um, Very interesting movie. It's definitely a lot different compared to the other two films. It's got more of a comic book feel to it. It's a very colorful movie. So Jim Carrey plays Edward Nigma. He is this scientist who's working on this invention that kind of projects, like, 3D images from your brain, and you can kind of get an idea of what is on your mind and things like that. And he decides to, after Bruce Wayne kind of doesn't want to, I guess, fund his project in some way, he ends up kind of losing his mind. He decides to team up with Tommy Lee Jones. Two Face is kind of the villain in the I would say first half of the movie, but he's kind of the only villain up until you know Edward Nigma comes along, and the two decide to team up. They decide to create this giant device that will launch and kind of put images of what everybody's thinking, and it kind of takes a little bit of their kind of steals a little bit from them and allows the person who's taken away from them be a little bit more smarter. I guess is the best way to put it in a review. Um, the music is done by uh, Elliot Goldenthal. Um, you could definitely tell they try to take a little bit of an inspiration from Danny Elfman. To me, Danny Elfman is the OG when it comes to the Batman themes. Um, there are some moments that I feel like are very weird with the dialogue. You've got that one scene where Batman kind of comes through the roof, and that guy's like, "It's Batman." That is just really weird. And then there's also the beginning of the scene where Batman's trying to save the security guard. Just for some reason, it's almost like they had to dub their voice in that scene. I'm not sure why that is, but it just kind of felt a little weird in those scenes. Um, but all in all, it's a fun Batman movie compared to Batman or Robin, which I do enjoy. But This one is definitely the better one out of the Joel Schumacher films. Uh, it was written by, the screenplay is by Lee Batchelor and Janet Scott Batchelor, and Akiva Goldsmith. I don't even know if I pronounced that right. I like what they try to do with this. They try to do an origin in some way with Dick Grayson, and you could tell they try to um, make it a continuation of the other two Batman films because there are a lot of mentions. There's one mention about the Joker, about Bruce's parents being killed by a maniac. I do like some of this must have been something I was paying attention to in previous watches, but there are some nods to some of the comics. Like there's a scene where Chris O'Donnell is talking about getting names, and he mentions Nightwing, which is kind of funny because that kind of went over my head for the longest time. And there's a few other moments I can't think of right off the bat, but yeah, it's a fun movie. I was thinking about it earlier too, and I'm like, why is there a new Batmobile? Because they through each film they try to change it up. Then I started to realize that in the first movie, second movie, Batman Returns, his Batmobile basically got destroyed. So he was able to create a new one, and I feel like that's the theme because I feel they do destroy the Batmobile in here, the Riddler and Two Face. So it kind of makes sense why we get different Batmobiles throughout at least these type of films. But I saw this in theater when it first came out and absolutely enjoyed it. Now I will say this: if you have a 4K player and you have this on Blu-ray, it's gonna look really good. I popped it in last night and it looked really amazing. I was able to notice details I couldn't notice the first few times. Now my only complaint is why they put nipples on the bat suit. I think that was the biggest complaint for a lot of people. And then there's like a butt shot too. It's like there are certain things you're just questioning, like why do we have that? But all in all, it's still a fun movie. Val Kilmer, I think, is great in the Batman role. To me, everybody ignores George Clooney, but I feel like every actor brings something to this character. And if I'm gonna be quite honest, Michael Keaton will always be Batman for me, but Val Kilmer's right there along with him. Um, and I would say probably Ben Affleck and Robert Pattinson. Those are probably the four Batmans for me. But yeah, it's a fun movie. It's definitely worth checking out. I think a lot of people can agree that at least the first three Batman films are decent. There are moments that make it feel like it is a continuation from Batman Returns, and then there's moments where it's kind of like its own thing. And I've also noticed a little bit of details. That are kind of like throwbacks to some of the comics and, previous films and things like that. So, my only minor complaint throughout the series, boy, I wish they would just let the films be continuations. You know, regardless if you change the actor, it's always going to be the character of Bruce Wayne and Batman. But I feel like they could have mentioned the other films regardless who directed it, just to kind of keep it as a continuity to it. But yeah, I wish I could say more without rambling on and trying to lose my thought and words on this. It's just a fun Batman movie. It's very enjoyable. If you're a fan of Jim Carrey and a fan of Tommy Lee Jones, then it's worth checking out. I think there was talks or rumors that they didn't care too much for each other. I've been watching and listening to a lot of interesting things about the making of this. So it's definitely cool to hear. And of course, you've got um, Drew Barrymore in this, and the other actress who plays another one of Tommy Lee Jones' like women friends. I don't know exactly what they're called, but they're Sugar and Spice. The actress who plays Spice. You'll recognize her in other movies. But yeah, I wish I could say more about it. I do need to pick up Batman Returns and Batman and Robin on Blu-ray, so I can revisit those and do reviews for them. So, with that being said, that's my review for Batman Forever. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you enjoyed it, definitely give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what your thoughts are on this movie. Do you like it? What are some of the things you don't like about it? And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. I do movie reviews, I do DVD, Blu-ray updates, I do little like videos where I give my thoughts on certain topics. I do wrestling prediction videos and things like that. So definitely subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you guys are notified when I do upload a video. And I'm at 193 subscribers, so I'm trying to push to that 200 mark. Once I hit that 200 mark, I will stop trying to get people to hit the next goal. We'll just shoot out the videos here and there when I can. And I'm hoping in the next few weeks or so, I will be getting some new equipment for the channel to kind of boost up that production value a little bit. I've been writing down some video ideas, so I definitely want to, put the grind in pretty soon, because I really do enjoy this. It's fun to just kind of give my opinion on things, but I don't want to make this video too long. So until next time, guys, take care, and I will see you in a future video. Peace.